Ben Forster is Jesus Christ Superstar. Currently on a UK arena tour, the Tim Rice, Andrew Lloyd Webber show is on in Birmingham tonight, where it's being filmed by Universal Pictures for broadcast in cinemas all over the world, after which it will be released on DVD and Blu-ray in the coming months. So, Ben, could you tell us about the business of performing theatre in an arena to thousands of people?
Well, this is kind of a new concept, really. I don't know whether it's been done before. I think this is kind of the first time a whole musical or a whole show has been done in an arena like of this scale. I know that they did some concert versions of like Les Miserables and Phantom and stuff, but to actually do the full production is new. So I think we're kind of breaking a few boundaries there. And it feels kind of amazing. It's kind of the stuff you dream of when you're 12 in front of your mirror, singing along. You know, it's kind of what you dream of doing, you know, performing and singing and acting, but to thousands of people, you know, literally like 20,000 people at some point. So it's probably the most exciting thing that you can do as a performer, I think.
Could you put your finger on the difference in your style of performance that comes about as a result of performing to so many people as opposed to in a regular theatre?
Well, we're very lucky with Lawrence Connor's direction. We're quite lucky with the way the set's been built. There's a huge big screen at the back, and a lot of the stuff that we do is filmed and relayed back to the audience. So in that respect, I don't have to necessarily think that I've got to perform to the back of the room. Actually, I'm kind of performing for a theatre-sized audience, everyone that can see me within eyesight, and then, you know, the cameras are picking up everything. So in a way, I'm kind of bringing my performance down a little bit because it's all on a huge big screen at the back. So in that way, it's kind of like doing TV, which makes it different.
Are you aware of that screen behind you when you're performing?
No. I was at the very beginning in rehearsals. I was aware that it was going to be there, and in the first few dress rehearsals, I was kind of aware. And now it just kind of becomes second nature. Actually, I'm just in the story. I'm just in the scenes that I'm supposed to be in. And actually, I'm not very aware of anything that's going around me apart from my conversations and actions.
Could we go right back to the moment you first heard Jesus Christ Superstar? Maybe you tell us a bit about what this musical means to you.
I mean, it means a massive amount. For me, I heard this first when my auntie gave me a tape. And I played it in my bedroom and was sitting there as some crazy little 12-year-old in my room, crying my eyes out to Gethsemane, thinking, how can that song have been written, you know, and how can it mean so much? And I totally got it. As a 12-year-old, I totally got the concept of what that was. And it's one of those songs I've been listening to and aspiring to sing, you know, even when I remember going to one of my first days of stage school, when they said, what song do you want to sing for your exam? I was like, Gethsemane, and going back to my room and singing Gethsemane in the YMCA where I lived in London, and just crying my eyes out. I've not been able to ever sing that song without crying my eyes out, so it means a lot to me, you know. And when I, you know, heard about the show coming on and the audition process and stuff, I knew that it was something I needed to do, because I've really, as corny as it sounds, dreamt about doing it for the whole of my life.
Andrew Lloyd Webber says that you give one of the best performances ever of that song, and he also says that it's an extremely difficult song to sing. Do you find it difficult?
It is. I think I think the Gethsemane as a song is probably one of the hardest songs ever written for a male voice, just because it uses so much of the range and so much emotion, and you know, you have to emote so much into the acting of that, because it's a pretty serious conversation you have, and if ever there was a serious conversation, it would be the conversation between Jesus and God. It's quite epic. So, you know, you've got to put everything you can into that, and vocally and technically, it's probably the most difficult.
And yet, in terms of the emoting, you say there's no acting required.
No, I mean, you know, it comes from a true place, you know, but obviously I have to be aware that I need to get the right bits across at certain times. If I just let myself go, I would be a mess. I wouldn't even be able to sing.
Who is the Jesus in this show?
I think Jesus in this production is a human. I really wanted to play him as, you know, as a human while he was living, and I think, you know, humans make a lot of mistakes. Humans can be hot-tempered. Humans can be human. I didn't want to play him as this kind of messiah, sort of graceful energy that doesn't do anything wrong. I think, you know, he probably did, you know, do a few things that were pretty human. He fell in love with a woman, you know, and he got sidetracked, and you know, he did a lot of human things, and that's why he questions God in Gethsemane. So I think he's part of me. He's part of, you know, what people voted for. My personality, I wanted to bring that across, and just a genuine person I wanted him to be, really.
Could we talk about the audition process? Well, first of all, I'd like to ask how it's changed your life since winning Superstar and taking on this role.
I mean, if anything could turn your life upside down, it would be a process like I just went through with the Superstar TV show. It really was incredible. I mean, I look back and almost feel like I didn't do it. Like, it wasn't me that put one foot in front of the other, because it's really scary. Actually, like, looking back, it terrifies me. I don't know whether I'd even be able to do it again. But something was driving me to do that. I knew I had to do it. I don't know where I got the bravery from, because really, looking back, it does terrify me. But obviously, it's completely changed my life. You know, what it's done is highlighted what I had before. And actually, as an actor and a singer and an entertainer, the hardest thing is just to get people to realize what you can do, and people to invest in what you can do. And as soon as you've got a little light on you where people go, oh yeah, that person's good, and then they watch you with those eyes, actually I've been able to do what I can do for the last 15 years. But yeah, I mean, I had some degrees of success. I've had a good, successful career before, but since this production and since the TV show, obviously it's highlighted what I can do to more people, which is just brilliant.
Your role was in Jesus Christ Superstar was thanks to the public's votes. So do you think this type of audition is here to stay? And if so, what are the benefits?
I don't know whether it's here to stay. I don't want to put that comment out there, but I know for me that it was a massively positive experience. It was definitely a risk. I looked upon that as a risk before, because as I said, I've had a career for the last 15 years, and to kind of take that step and not know what the production was going to be like, or not know what the TV show was going to be portrayed like, that's a massive risk. But you know, it's one of those opportunities that you've got to take. And actually, there's so many positives when you look at that, because I don't know for sure whether or not I would have been seen and taken seriously for the role of Jesus at this point in my career if it hadn't been for the TV show. So in that respect, I think it's great. You know, I've been trying and working hard and saving money, and my parents remortgaged the house to send me to stage school, you know, to get to this point. And that is, like, as I said, highlighted it to a lot of people. So in that respect, for me, the TV show was a blessing, and I hope that it happens for a lot of other people. But, you know, I understand why they come up against criticism as well. But I think there's a massive benefit for it. You know, another 10 guys all got highlighted too. The spotlight's on their faces as well. You know, I won, but the other people in the competition are all working. There's already, you know, 2 people who are in this production. There's a few people I've heard are about to take big roles in the West End. So it can't be a bad thing. It highlights talent, and it doesn't matter where you cross over, whether it's, you know, you're an actress or you're an actor in theatre or in musical theatre or on TV, or you're a radio DJ or wherever. You know, we're in the entertainment industry, and if we can cross over and make it one industry instead of all these separate industries within the industry, we shouldn't come against, you know, that problem of people thinking that it's the wrong thing to do. Actually, we should just celebrate that there's 200 people working here on an arena tour, making lots of money for our industry, and it created something which has employed a lot of people, and, you know, it's a brilliant thing.
Let's talk about the other casting in the show. As you say, there's a stand-up comedian, there's a pop superstar, and there's a Radio 1 DJ on stage with you. Could you talk a bit about working with these very diverse talents, all of whom are relatively new to musical theatre?
Yeah, very diverse. It is a really interesting casting, and I think it's complete genius, if I'm honest. I think Andrew's done it before in the past, and I think he's done it again. You know, I think he does have the ability to be able to go, this person will be good, this person will be good. Obviously, Mel was nominated for an Olivia a few years ago, so she's really built her career up into a successful musical theatre actress. And I really respect her. I mean, her work ethic, you know, her personality here within the company, it's just spot on. She's brilliant, and I know why she's a superstar. I know why, you know, she's so respected and so loved, because she's brilliant. Tim is such an interesting person to work with. For me, playing opposite him, it's challenged me, it's challenged my thought, and I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better Judas to play opposite, because he's so what I would respond to as a person, so that makes my job a lot easier. And Chris Moyles is absolutely brilliant. You know, he's completely came out, pulled it out the bag, and showed everyone that he can sing and he can entertain. And as I say, you know, we're all in the same business, actually. It's just, why are there so many lines within that business? There shouldn't be. We're all entertainers, really.
Can you put your finger on why this strange hybrid, a rock arena operetta, as Andrew Lloyd describes it, taken from the Gospels, is still hitting the spot 41 years after it was first performed?
I think first and foremost, it's the music that was written. The songs are so catchy. The songs pull on your heartstrings. If you can make a melody and lyrics that hold this epic story together within 2 acts, you know, it's pretty genius what they did, and they were so young. I think he wrote that when he was like 21 or 20, and it's just, it blows my mind when I listen to some of the melodies and, you know, the piece as a whole. I can't believe they fit so much in, and actually it's the greatest story ever told. It's an epic story, so there's highs, there's lows, there's good, there's bad. It's just got all the things in a recipe needed for a good musical. And actually, you know, if you want to be moved, if you want to cry, if you want to laugh, you're going to find that in this show. I think that's why.
And then, of course, it's being performed not only in arenas up and down the UK, but it's going to be filmed and broadcast in cinemas all over the world, which is, I imagine, quite a weird thought for you as the star.
It is quite a weird thought. I mean, I never expected that to happen. Obviously, we've opened to some really rave reviews, and I think the show's been kind of hailed as a triumph, which is brilliant, because it means we've all, you know, put all the work in and it's paid off. And I'm absolutely thrilled and so excited that people all over the world, you know, can go to a cinema and see this piece of work, because I'm so proud in it, and I'm so in love with what Lawrence did as a director and with everyone's performance and the ensemble as a whole. It really excites me that people can connect with that energy now all over the world. It's brilliant.
Go and do a good show. Thank you very much, Ben.
Thank you.